Thank you for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcrafting. And this is kind of a part 2 or an update version of my fishing popper video. And as you can see here, I'm working on this one, which I used the brown military spoons. And I made it look kind of like a beetle looking thing. I used the white spoon here, cut it down the middle, and painted it black for the wings on the beetle. And then of course you recognize this guy, and then here's pieces to make another one. But what I was wanting to discuss in this video is that clearly this takes a little bit of preparation and modern items, you know, being the plastic and the wire and all that kind of stuff. But what would happen if you were completely out in the woods and you didn't have access to that sort of stuff? I was sitting there thinking about what would I do if I wanted to make something like that completely of natural items. So I came up with this idea, and I thought I would throw it out. So in replacing the spoons, I would use shells, some sort of shell. Be able to get the shells to work as the spoons. The glue, I would use a pine pitch, and the sandpaper, you could use rock and other stuff like that out in the woods to work as sandpaper. The wire, you could make natural braided cordage out of grasses and other things like that. Now granted, it's not going to nearly be as effective, and hopefully you would be able to find pieces of wire out in the woods or whatever, and it's out there. But going completely on natural items only, I would say some sort of thin but very durable braided cordage or root of some sort. Now for the hook, of course you could carve a hook out of bone or make them out of a thorn, and you could also make them out of wood. Now for the sinker, just use a small little pebble, some sort of small little rock instead of using the sinker. Now for the paint, of course you could use any type of natural berries, or black walnut would definitely create some sort of pigment. You could steep and cook up, many kinds of grasses and plants to create some kind of pigment, as well as crushing up chalk, brick, and many other items like that out in the woods. You could create some sort of pigment. So I just wanted to quickly throw out, what would you do if you didn't have any of these items and you were out in the woods and you wanted to make something similar to that. So that's I was sitting down and thinking, just off the top of my head, and what would I use for this, what would I use for that, and I like to try to figure out what I'm going to use modern conveniences. If I didn't have them out in the woods, what would I replace them with? So thank you for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcrafting, and I hope that this was an entertaining video. And please comment, please subscribe, and go outside and have some fun.